Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. InsyaAllah, today our group will present our report for Sulam project. Generally, our project is about a topic that become a hot search nowadays, especially since the outbreak of pandemic COVID-19. The topic that we discuss in our project is about Takaful, and we narrow our focus on General Takaful, which is one of the instrument of Takaful. The purpose for this project is to enhance the knowledge about Takaful among the people. We target that after the project is done, the participants could differentiate the benefits of General Takaful and General Insurance, as we will share about the differences, concepts, and application between both. Besides, our objective is to invite people to participate and join in General Takaful, as the concept of scheme is in line with Sharia compliance. This project will be done through platform media, Zoom and YouTube. We're also using Google Form to find information about people's knowledge towards Takaful. We open for all communities who are interested to seek knowledge about General Takaful rather than offer to the USIM students. Hence, there are more people that interested to join General Takaful rather than usual General Insurance, as the practice of Takaful is surely recognized by Sharia and does not exploit others.
Let us watch the video of General Takaful. General Takaful.
So, what is General Takaful? General Takaful is a type of Sharia-compliant risk management based on the idea of risk sharing. It protects participants from financial losses, liability or injury as a result following a misfortune or accidents to their property, assets or people. General Takaful is a type of insurance that protects against financial losses stemming from or caused by incidents. The incidents resulted to physical property damage, legal liability or accidental death or bodily injury. Participants in this type of Takaful are protected against material loss of property or defined consequential losses, responsibility at law and death, injury or incapacity of the person secured depending on the level of insurance.
Concept of General Takaful. General Takaful scheme essentially involves the relationship between the two parties, which are the Takaful operator and also a group of participants. Among the participants, it is governed by the contract of Takaful and Tabarruk. Tabarruk in General Takaful is the agreement by a participant as a donation that they agree to pay into a Takaful fund. It is in order to fulfill his obligation of mutual help and joint guarantee. The concept of Tabarruk as a pillar in the Takaful system could make the uncertainty elements allowable under the Takaful contract. Between the participants and the Takaful operator, it is governed by contract or profit and sharing or agency whereby the Takaful operator was appointed to manage the scheme. Principle of General Takaful concept. Permissible Takaful interest that exists when there is relationship between the participants and the subject matter that arise from several situations as ownership of property, potential legal liability, and contractual right. The second one is utmost good faith that regarded as fundamental in General Takaful. The third one is the principle of indemnity that provides financial compensation. And the last one is the principle of subrogation, which the Takaful schemes indemnifying the participants that entitled to recover from the third party who's liable for the losses. Types of Takaful: Motor Takaful, Fire Takaful, Marine Aviation and Transit Takaful, and the last one is Miscellaneous Takaful. Comparisons of General Takaful and General Insurance. Apart from the characteristic of a Takaful contract, there are a number of significant differences between General Takaful and General Insurance as practiced in Malaysia. For the operating expenses, In general insurance, the actual running expenditures will be charged to the general insurance fund by the insurers. For General Takaful, the operating costs might be covered by the shareholders fund, which is under the Mudharabah concept, or charged to the participants as fixed upfront fees, which under the Wakalah model. Based on the investment of the fund, in general insurance, apart from those imposed for prudential reasons, there are no restrictions. Instead of Takaful Fund invest in Sharia-compliant instrument with their assets. Lastly, based on the operating profit. For the general insurance, the entire operating profit will go into the shareholders fund. Meanwhile, the Takaful operator and eligible participants shall share the operating earnings at the end of the year according to the profit sharing ratio agreed upon in the contract. Operation of General Takaful.
The contract started when the participant pays for the contribution. The contribution will be divided into two, which is Wakalah fee WF under Wakalah model and General Takaful Fund GTF. The allocation between the Wakalah fee and General Takaful Fund is based on the pre-agreed ratio between the participant and the Takaful operator. The pre-agreed ratio between participant and the Takaful operator as specified in the contract, and it depending on the type of the product. Wakalah fee that consists of commission and management expenses will be paid to the shareholder fund, while excess in General Takaful Fund after deducting the operating expenses will be invested and the investment income will be flowed back to the fund. Okay, we will move to the operating profit. Operating profit at the end of the year will be distributed into two, which is Takaful operator and eligible participant. The operating profit will be based on the pre-agreed ratio as stipulated in the contract. Next, the shareholder will use the Wakalah fee to pay for the operating expenses. And as you can see here, in the case of the Takaful operators that operating under the Mudharabah model, the profit from investment will be used to pay for the expenses incurred. Okay, as you can see here, I also include a flow chart. First, the participant pay for the contribution, and the contribution will be divided into two, which is Wakalah fee and General Takaful Fund. Wakalah fee that consists of the commission and the management expenses will be paid to the shareholder fund, while assets in the General Takaful Fund will be invested and the investment income will be flowed back to the fund. The operating profit at the end of the year will be distributed into two, which is Takaful operator and eligible participant, while the shareholder will use the Wakalah fee to pay for the operating expenses.
Conclusion.
So, what is the conclusion for all that we have presented today? Takaful is mainly based on cooperation and assisting others in the face of a certain risk. The Takaful policy is intended to protect participants financially through the premiums they pay and the policies they get, all of which are founded on the Islamic principles of Mudharabah and Tabarruk. Thus, the development of General Takaful should be supported in order to ban the prohibited elements such as gambling and uncertainty that have been practiced in general insurance. The Takaful industry in Malaysia and worldwide is confronted with obstacles, competitive elements, business models and processes, changing customer needs and demands for better product choices, more efficient delivery channels and customer-friendly practice from Takaful operators, and dealing with the serious threat to profitability posed by the recent global financial crisis are just a few of the challenges.